Hello, thank you for joining us once again. Yes, we are now covering the seventh key driver of enterprise competitiveness. Earlier on this year, we started off with the first key driver, and you have moved this journey with us through the months till today when we start on the last key driver of enterprise competitiveness. Enjoy!
See, the incumbents pay higher wages. They own contacts, they own contracts, and they own the data that is needed to sell and keep you out. If you fight them, they'll even open franchises in your own country simply to do what in economics they call transfer pricing. They will eclipse you off the domestic and international market. Just for explanation, transfer pricing means a transnational company charging some of its costs from one division in one country or one company in order to avoid taxes or in order to artificially hide profits or to keep prices low in one market against the other to deal with the local competition, to make it difficult for local competition to survive at a low price. Transfer pricing leads to profit repatriation, and it does not build the gross national product of a country, as I indicated in my earlier installment 3 weeks ago in Weshare. So some companies have led the way to help us deal with this problem. Perhaps we can learn from them. Some companies in the Far East have leapfrogged from these barriers by investing in R&D, research and development, in order to understudy the distribution chains, the software, the language, the programming, and to break off at a particular stage to go independent when they know what to do. I'm going to give you an example, but it isn't in the agriculture sector, but it helps nevertheless to explain. The American Dell Computer Company, which was successful in making computers in the 1990s when I was at university, chose to subcontract a Taiwanese SME called ASUS or ASUS. They subcontracted them to make circuit boards for Dell computers. Dell was avoiding high production costs in the US, and they decided to lease this operation. ASUS slowly but assuredly acquired market knowledge. They kept their production costs low, and they eventually launched their own brand separated from Dell in 2005. We could learn from this, but this too requires dealing with supply constraints at home that I earlier mentioned, by working together as firms, FI, in sectors with our government in tandem. We need to see the same dashboard in these things. This is why I indicated that the long-term solution is to move the economy rapidly out of the agriculture value addition, good as it is, to a more stable plateau. The Far Eastern farms have grown this learning and breaking off capacity that they are now able to buy out whole distribution networks in the developed countries in order to get their goods into those markets. Recently, I read a story that Panasonic, which is an old company in electronics, was worried about the change of tastes and preferences and delivery times of their products in the US market and other developed markets. They decided to buy a whole supply and distribution chain software company for $7 billion. They wanted to tap into the growing demand for shortened delivery times for customers that is occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. I also want you to remember that the concentration of an economy in the agriculture sector limits how much capital you can attract as a country. It even keeps you as a donor-attractive enclave, not a place of big dreams. The donor industry is a business. It pays the donors to donate as much as the recipients seem to enjoy keeping the tap and receiving. However, I do not know many aid recipient countries where there is also large-scale investment in technology, or where large foreign firms in IT, in chemicals, electronics are investing. Should therefore this not be a curious thing to anyone who wants to grow our economy? If we are so abundantly blessed with good weather, good agriculture and rain, as indeed we are, why is Microsoft, Google and Apple not investing in this market for the future of their companies? Why? Why are there a few local people in agriculture on a large scale. Yes, I am aware we have an agricultural advantage, but we must use it carefully. We must use it sparingly. We must use it cleverly. We must know that it is a very temporary advantage that many have lost and did not know what next. And these countries and their farms failed to catch up. We must use it now to move our companies and our country to a level where we attract better skill, better technology and investment so that we can change our social classes and strengthen our democracy and build a prosperous Uganda. FDI is attracted to these things along with stability, along with infrastructure. And these two things, stability and infrastructure, are the two things that the rest of the developed world now takes as a given in the last 75 years. Finally, to deal with the intensity of competition at home and abroad, we got to watch carefully the destination markets we choose to land our products and services as SMEs from Uganda and Africa. Neighborhood markets are the learning curve we need to always start and keep using till we are strong enough to move to the international ones. Neighborhood markets do not demand sophisticated quality, branding, packaging, delivery schedules, and even in some cases insurance, the way developed markets spend to keep these tight. They don't have these regulations yet. They will come, but not yet there. We still have the nearness advantage and the deep historical cultural links that gives us the same tests, same time zones in these neighborhood markets, even if our connectedness on account of infrastructure is still poor. We will meet again next week to expand on this. Have a great weekend.
Would like to hear from you. Please email us at info@tapmedia.com and visit our website at www.tapmedia.com. You can also visit our offices located at Tomosi Business Park, Luzira, Port Bell Road, or call 0414 220 702. Thank you.